And now, here's your host, Bobby Likis.
With us today on Car Clinic is Praveen Cherian, Program Manager for the all-electric version of the Ford Transit Connect. Praveen, welcome back to Bobby Likis Car Clinic.
Hey, thank you. Anytime.
When will the Transit Connect Electric be available and especially targeted for whom?
The Transit Connect is slotted to go into limited production by the end of this year, and then we go into full-scale production next year. We're targeting, generally speaking, business owners, small business owners, and fleets that typically drive anywhere from 40 to 60 miles on a given day, and then they come back to the same location. Largely because when we told our customers, many of them said that they don't need a vehicle for more than 50, 60 miles on a given day.
So how many do you plan to build, or have you gotten that far yet?
We're projecting about 1,000 units per year starting next year, and that's depending on how the market demand holds up. We will ramp up or scale out, capacity accordingly.
Well, Ford's electrification of the fleet plan is initially being rolled out on a commercial scale with the Transit Connect. Is that an accurate statement?
It is, and the reason we picked the Transit Connect is because it was already voted the truck of the year by media because of how versatile and maneuverable this vehicle is. And the platform is a truly global platform, and to bring the electric vehicle to market very quickly, we had to leverage our global strengths, which is our global platform, in this case the Transit Connect, and work to upfit these vehicles with the electric powertrain.
Speaking of the electric powertrain, does that compromise any of the cargo space in the vehicle?
Absolutely not. In fact, that's why I love the Transit Connect. The battery actually fits right underneath the second row seat, and it fits between the two rails. And we had no compromises to the floor or making any modifications where it compromises cargo volume.
And the initial vehicle will be rolled out in what state or what states first, or is that targeted?
Well, we haven't quite finalized our rollout plan, but we're expecting to be focusing mainly on the green states. We haven't quite finalized the full distribution network yet. The
configuration, will Ford configure the interior, or is that up to the local dealer or up to the purchaser?
Well, it's actually, today there are many companies that actually upfit the cargo management system in the vehicle. In fact, I know of 3 such vendors that do that. So it's really a customer-driven option. There are many upfitters that will be able to provide kits and also do the installation for them.
If I go to Ford.com, Transit Connect, and want to build my own, as I would, say, the new Edge, would I be able to do the same thing with the Transit Connect, or is it a single package and it comes the way it is?
The Transit Connect, from the powertrain perspective, it is a single package. But in terms of the configurations you can have the vehicle with, in terms of, like, say, if you're a plumber that you need a certain type of cargo management system versus, like, say, the Geek Squad guys from Best Buy, they might need a completely different kit. There are companies that you can actually go online and purchase that, and you can order those kits to the dealership, and they'll get installed.
Let's talk about power and distance and how long to recharge.
The way we spec this vehicle, it's supposed to have the exact same drive feel, the dynamics, steering and handling, the acceleration as the gasoline version. And the reason we did that is because a typical fleet owner may have, a combined fleet of both electric and gasoline versions. And so you shouldn't have to learn and or compromise any of your driving experiences when you switch from one vehicle to the other. So essentially the drives feels the same as the gasoline version. Of course, it's quieter and it doesn't have any exhaust. It accelerates very similar to the gasoline version, and then it has a top speed of 75 miles per hour. And on a full state of charge, it can go up to 80 miles.
Wow. It must have some holy grail of a battery in it.
Well, it's a decent-sized battery, and it has about 192 cells. And given the cargo payload of this vehicle and the size of the vehicle and the weight of the vehicle, we picked the right size battery for that particular range.
Well, only one last question. I think that Car Clinic and Ford Motor Company need to get together and build a broadcast version of the Transit Connect so that we could travel and show the United States everywhere what one looks like and feels like from a broadcast standpoint to connect.
Well, I absolutely think that if there was a demand for an upfit kit for broadcasters, I'm sure somebody's out there ready to make it for us.
No doubt. Praveen, thank you so much for joining us today. Stay warm as possible. And again, it's a pleasure to have you back on Car Clinic Network with us today.
Thank you very much, Bobby.